How's it going?
All right.
How you doing? My name's Adam Bradshaw. Is it okay if I come on up?
Yeah, I guess. Well, what's this about?
Well, I work with an agency that helps people.
What type of help?
Well, in all kinds of different ways. We help people with finding housing. We help people who are in need of different services.
What happens if I do it?
Well, hopefully we can see if there's any help we can provide you. Other than that, nothing.
All right, then I guess I got a minute.
Okay.
Give me just a second, okay?
No problem. No problem. Anything you don't feel comfortable answering, that's fine. However, the more truthfully and completely you answer the questions, the better likely we are going to be able to help you. What's your first name?
David.
And your last name?
Michaels.
And what's your birthday?
3/31/82.
Okay, so that would mean you were about 36, right?
Okay.
Now, we typically ask for the social security number, but if you could just give us the last 4 digits, that would be enough. This just kind of keeps us from repeating in our system.
It's personal information, and I'm trying to stay under the radar.
I understand that, and this won't be seen by anybody in the government or anything like that.
All right, it's I'll give you the last 4.
Okay.
It's 4824.
4824. Okay. And what's your gender? Are you male, female?
Yeah. That's male. Let's double check.
All right. And what ethnicity? Are you Hispanic, Latino, or non-Hispanic?
No, I'm not Hispanic, I know of, so white.
All right. This is where we get into the more specific questions about your situation. Where did you sleep last night? I'm going to give you a couple of options. Did you sleep in an emergency shelter, transitional housing?
Right here.
Right here?
Right.
So we would call that a place not really meant for human habitation.
Yeah, I don't always sleep here. I sleep around.
Right, right. Okay. And about how long were you in the place you were sleeping? I mean, if it was here or wherever, how long?
Have I been homeless?
Yeah, well, how long have you been outside, let's say?
This time it's been about 8 months.
About 8 months. And where were you at before that, if you don't mind my asking?
My wife, I've got some stuff going on, and it wasn't working, and she kicked me out, and so here I am.
Okay. All right, and regardless of your living situation currently, over the past 3 years, how long have you been homeless on the street or in an emergency shelter over the past 3 years?
Me and her were only married 4 months, and over the last 3 years, I've bounced in and out shelters, drug rehabs. I've probably been homeless like 3 times in the last 3 years.
Okay, 3 times. Would you say total time, that would be 6 to 12 months, over 12 months?
It's been over a year.
Over a year, okay. And now, you said you're married, but are you still married or are you divorced?
I guess we're married. She don't want nothing to do with me no more.
Okay.
I don't blame her.
So right now, you would really be an individual. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, we got no, I don't have any kids. She had a daughter, but not mine.
Okay. All right.
But I was trying to take care of her.
All right. And now, basically, you would say family problems would be the reason that you're homeless? Because we have a lot of options here that I can give you if you'd like to hear them.
Man, it's a combination, being able to hold a job and family and honestly drugs.
Okay.
A hard time staying sober. Just to be honest with you.
I understand that. Good. Now, are you a veteran? Have you ever served in the U.S. military?
Yeah, I was in Iraq.
Okay. And what was your discharge type? Was it honorable, dishonorable, other than honorable?
It was other than honorable. I just had a few stuff.
Okay. And now, do you have health insurance? Do you qualify for VA?
No, I don't qualify for VA, and I just hadn't kept a job long enough for setting reported back.
Okay. Now, have you ever been diagnosed with or told you have any of the following disabilities? Physical, mental health, developmental, Drug abuse, chronic health condition, alcohol abuse, HIV/AIDS?
Yeah, they told me I had something, from the service. I guess it's PTSD or something like that.
And you mentioned that you did have some drugs.
I started using after the service, and I had moments, where I put it down, but it comes and goes.
Now, you mentioned some problems with your wife. Have you ever been a victim of domestic violence?
No.
No? Okay, now I'm going to ask some specific questions about your interaction with health and emergency services. Now, this is going to be over the past 6 months. So if today's January 22nd, you're thinking sometime back end of June or end of July, beginning of August. Now, in this past 6 months, how many times have you been to the emergency room?
I really like doctors, but I went once. I was got really cold outside, so
Right.
called them.
Okay, and now how many times have you had an interaction with the police? Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you're arrested, just had an interaction.
They stopped just twice. They just took my information. So
Okay.
talked to me a little bit.
And now, how many times have you been taken to the hospital in an ambulance?
Just that one, just same time with the emergency room. Somebody called me.
Okay. How many times in the past 6 months have you used a crisis service, including distress centers or suicide hotlines? No.
I stay out.
All right. Now, how many times have you been hospitalized in the hospital as an inpatient, including as a mental health, in the past 6 months?
I don't know, man. I went to rehab, but it was started as like a mental health thing. Somebody else kind of made me go. And I was there for a little while and I left that. So.
Okay. Now, have you ever been attacked or beaten up?
No, I stay out.
Have you threatened to or tried to harm yourself or anyone else in the past year?
Yeah.
Even if it's in self-defense?
I never would touch my wife, but I did make some threats.
Okay. Do you have any legal stuff going on right now, like that could result in you being locked up or having to pay fines?
I got some old fines that I haven't been able to pay, so there's probably more.
Yeah, I think that's true with maybe a lot of people. Does anybody force you or trick you to do anything that you don't really want to do? Do you ever do things that may be considered risky, like exchange sex for money, run drugs for somebody, have unprotected sex with someone you don't really know, or share a needle?
That's a personal question.
Yeah, it's a personal question, but if you don't feel like answering it, you don't have to. It's not a trick question or anything like that. We're just wanting to try to know the best way to help you.
I appreciate it. Yes, I run some drugs every now and then, just, to take care of what I need to get.
I understand, yeah. Now, next I'm just going to read out some types of places that people sleep. Now, obviously, you're here now, but you said you kind of move around some.
I typically find abandoned buildings if it's cold.
Right.
I don't like shelters, man. They're too many people around.
Right.
I'm not about that. So typically abandoned building, but I don't try to stay in one place too long.
What about a car? Do you have a vehicle that you can sleep in? Anything like that?
No, I lost all that.
Park? You go to the park sometimes, bus station?
Too public.
Okay.
I try to stay where no one can see me if I can. Matter of fact, I'm surprised you were able to find me here.
Well, that's what we do. We try to find people that need some help. Now, these next questions are more about your social life. Well, what goes on normally in a social setting. Which you told me you didn't really like people, so I guess you don't associate too much. Is there anybody that thinks you owe them money?
I'm sure. My ex-wife, my wife, my doctors, police, so yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have any money coming in on a regular basis, like a job or government benefit, even like working under the table?
I do a few odd jobs every now and then. I can get something, but nothing regular.
Okay. Not regular. Do you have enough money to meet all of your expenses on a monthly basis?
No.
Do you have planned activities each day other than just surviving that bring you happiness and fulfillment?
I've been trying to read. Read the Bible some, and that helps. Seems to help.
It's a good place to start. Survey.
How much more we got?
Well, we got a page, one more page, and a couple of other questions. I'll go over that.
Okay.
Now, do you have any friends or family or other people in your life out of convenience or necessity, but you don't like them?
No, I don't. I don't hang around anybody that good. I just don't like people, man. To be honest. So, and if you're not good people, there's just a few people I keep around.
Yeah. Do you have any friends, family, or other people in your life that take your money, borrow cigarettes, use your drugs, drink your alcohol, or get you to do things that you don't really want to do?
They're out there, but like I said, I steer clear from them.
Yeah. Now this is more, the next few questions are more specific health questions. Where do you usually go for health care when you're not feeling well? You said you don't like doctors. Does that mean you don't ever go, or you just only go when you have to?
I try not to go.
Try not to go?
Yeah, I just try to stay clear.
Okay.
If I have to, typically somebody has to call for me because I'm...
Right. Now, these are other questions that involve certain diseases or things like that. Do you have now, or have you ever had, or has a healthcare provider ever told you that you have any of the following medical conditions? Kidney disease, end-stage renal disease, or do you do dialysis? No. Have you had a history of frostbite, hypothermia, or immersion foot?
When they called the ambulance, I think that's what they said. I was kind of in and out of it. So
Okay.
I think they said it was hypothermia.
Well, just on the chance, we'll put that as yes, just on the chance.
Yeah, I was out of it, to be honest, but I think that's what they said.
All right, now, what about liver disease or cirrhosis of the liver or end-stage liver disease?
Nothing.
HIV or AIDS?
I was tested last year. It was fine.
Okay. What about a history of heat stroke or heat exhaustion?
No, I don't think so.
Not even while you're out there in the desert? Pretty hot out there.
Nothing I know of. I don't think so.
All right, what about heart disease, arrhythmia, irregular heartbeat? What about emphysema?
What's that?
It's a lung disease. It results from years of smoking.
I don't think so.
Diabetes?
Oh, no, it runs in my family.
What about asthma?
I had it as a kid.
Okay.
I don't take anything now, though.
Okay, so we'll call that no, because if you don't experience it now, it's, as a childhood asthma is a little different. What about cancer? No. No cancer. What about hepatitis C?
Yeah.
Okay. Tuberculosis?
No.
All right, now you did mention that you use drugs, and these are questions specifically about substance abuse.
Y'all get a lot of information, don't you?
Yes, sir. That's because we got to have as much information as we can to get people in the right place. Because we, as well as I do, there's no blanket sort of approach for everybody. It has to be tailored to people's specific needs, and that's what we try to do. And now, any of these, like I said, if you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to answer them. Ever had problematic drug or alcohol use? Have you used drugs or alcohol, or been told that you do?
Yeah. Constantly.
Now, have you consumed alcohol or drugs almost every day or every day for the past month?
I hadn't had a drink in 2 days, but before that it was every day.
Okay.
Or a drug, I hadn't had anything in 2 days.
Have you used injection drugs or shots in the past 6 months?
Yes.
Have you ever been treated for drug or alcohol problems and returned to drinking and using drugs? I think you said you've been in rehab once.
Multiple times.
Okay. Now, have you used non-beverage alcohol like cough syrup or mouthwash, rubbing alcohol, cooking wine, anything like that?
How
in the past 6 months?
Yeah, I got pretty bad, and I tried it once.
Okay. Now, have you blacked out due to drinking or drugs in the past month?
I'm sure. It's hard to tell sometimes. You just kind of coming in and out,
Yeah, just going to sleep or blacking out sometimes seem like the same thing. Now, these next questions are more mental health related, and you said you might have had somebody send mental stuff later long ago. Have you ever been taken to a hospital against your will for mental health reasons?
Yeah, right after the service.
Yeah. Gone to the emergency room because you weren't feeling 100% well emotionally or because of your nerves?
I wouldn't go. Somebody'd have to make me sit down.
Yeah. Now, when you were there, you said that was against your will, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now in the past 6 months, have you spoken with a psychiatrist, psychologist, or other mental health professional, whether that was voluntary or because somebody else insisted you did?
Yeah.
Now, have you had a serious brain injury or head trauma?
I was in a roadside explosion,
Oh, okay.
and I think I got messed up pretty bad.
Okay. Have you ever been told you have a learning disability or developmental? Do you have problems concentrating or remembering things?
Yeah, it's hard to, I have black in, black out sometimes. I don't know if it's a drug or what, but yeah.
And we are almost done. We only got a couple more questions.
This takes a while.
Yeah, it does, but that's how we can help people. Now, have you had any medicines prescribed to you by a doctor that you don't take, or that you sell, or you've had stolen or misplaced?
Yeah. I had sold some, just couldn't afford others.
Right.
Mostly mental garbage that I don't really want to deal with.
Yeah. And now, have you experienced any emotional, physical, psychological, sexual, or other type of abuse or trauma that you haven't sought help for, or which may have led to the homelessness?
I don't know. I don't know. There's been traumatic stuff, but it's also just me screwing up, So, I guess there's been some stuff that's hard. I kind of just blame myself.
Now, on a normal day, where is it going to be easiest to find you, and about what time of day will it be easiest to?
Man, I move around, like I said, I typically, there's a couple soup kitchens I'll go eat downtown.
Mhm.
There's McDonald's that once a week, they'll feed you lunch.
Okay, that's nice.
I'll go there. I just try to kind of stay off the grid, kind of in and out, to be honest.
Sure. Now, do you have a phone, like a government phone or anything like that?
No, I don't. I don't have anything, man. Nothing.
Okay, do you have an email address?
No, I got my wife, she may get in touch with her, that she checks on me down.
Okay. And what's that number?
It's 398 4276 601.
Now that's the last of the questions. Now, one other thing that we do with this survey is we try to get a picture of people so that if our
I told you, man, I don't like.
yeah, I know. Now, all we're trying to do with the picture is we're trying to let people like us and even people who work with us know what the person looks like so that they can find it. It could just be a face shot. That's all it is your face, just to let them know what you look like.
And you seem like a nice enough guy. All right, just real fast.
Okay, yeah, it won't take me just a second.
You take the hoodie off, or
Nah, you can leave it on. It's just,
it's cold here.
yeah, it's pretty cool, so, Okay, and we'll just get a picture of your face. Won't be hardly anything to it. There you go, and there you are.
It's hard to recognize myself.
Well, that's what we're going to help you with. Are you warm enough here?
It's pretty
Because
cool.
we have a care package, I think, that we might can give you. Now, I don't think it contains any blankets or anything, but it has some other things that toothpaste and toothbrush and
Anything
stuff
you
like
got,
that. Okay, I'll grab that for you.